Hello, this is Mr. Hornby83. This is the Mr. Hornby83 show. I just tried to do this video about a half hour ago playing the freaking Ninja Turtle games I got for Nintendo, but my Nintendo and the game's going to be stupid, so I'm doing it here. But today I am going to give my thoughts on why the 1987 Ninja Turtles cartoon is so popular and why the 90s movies are so popular. So, before I get all that started, let me do the warning that this video is not for kids under the age of 13. This is for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans who grew up watching the 87 Ninja Turtle cartoon. And it is also for people who watch the 90s movies. So one of the reasons why so many people, why the 1987 Ninja Turtles cartoon is so popular still even today with all the merchandise they put out and all the action figures you see from NECA, Playmates, friggin' Super 7's doing them and that. All it's got to do with because a lot of us grew up watching the 1987 cartoon. I mean, that was our first introduction to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, period, was the 87 animated series. And then we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, which, you know, were awesome because, you know, we were already big fans of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. And, you know, another thing is, too, is the way they promoted the 87 and the 90s movies. And like I said, as you see here with my NECA figures, I got I got Shredder, Krang, and the animated Turtles. But I also have Bebop and Rocksteady. They're just in the other room because they're so top heavy they won't stand unless you lean them up against something. So I got them leaned up against something in my room. But also the way it was promoted, the way, you know, the way they had it on a national televised station like CBS. Now, yes, the 2003 show, Next Mutation, were on Fox, which is also a national televised station. But, you know, around the time the 2003 show came out, a lot of people probably felt like they were too old to be watching cartoons or whatever. I never felt like that. I still watch cartoons even now. In my 30s, freaking, you know, if it's a good cartoon and it's not the stupid nonsense like a lot of these current stupid cartoons are. But another thing too is, I mean, another big thing about the Ninja Turtles is we all love it because it was about 4 turtles that were mutated, that was trained by a rat, and was doing ninja stuff and had ninja weapons. I mean, that's just awesome, especially with the mix of the show having good action, good violence, not too badly violent, but, you know, like an anime would have been around this time. But, you know, and using, you know, the fact they used ninja weapons and everything was awesome. Another big reason too is, I mean, when you get a cartoon like the 87 cartoon, and plus it was our first exposure to the Turtles, and ever since then a lot of us became Turtles fans, and we love, you know, whenever they do new Turtles shows or movies or whatever. But, you know, the buzz around Turtles with the hype they had behind it back in the 80s and 90s, and, you know, even today, the 87 Turtles and that are still on current merchandise. And like I said, they're making current figures of it. Super 7's making a homage to the old Playmate 87 Ninja Turtle figures, which I like the NECA ones better. I had the old 87 ones anyway, so yeah. Anyway, you know, a lot of us kids, when we were kids, when we'd sit there and see the turtles do kung fu, we'd want to do kung fu. And, you know, the show endeared to kids of all ages. Had some stuff that had some kids' humor that kids would understand, and had a little bit of adult humor that adults would. And dealt with life lessons and that in some ways and all that. And then you had to see a lot of things going on, but anyway. Also, they added, I know in later seasons they added some history elements, like, you know, Shredder one time took the King Arthur's sword, Excalibur. So yeah, they added all kinds of historical stuff too. I mean, the show was awesome. I mean, it was also a very colorful show. You get to see these giant turtles. Everybody loved turtles as kids, like turtles as pets. I'm sure everybody had a turtle as a pet as a kid. But the colorfulness of the turtles, the personalities of the turtles, all that, all meshed well in the 87 cartoon. Same with the 90s movies. Well, the first two anyway. The third one wasn't that great. But, you know, still better than the two Michael Bay movies, I'll say. Anyway, you know, and what all that's got to do with the nostalgia that we had as kids watching this cartoon every Saturday morning. And it was on Saturday mornings, the height of the greatest cartoons ever. We had so many great cartoons in the 80s and 90s, it's unbelievable. And Ninja Turtles was one of our favorites. But, you know, right around the mid-90s, the turtle popularity kind of died down because of another popular show that had to do with martial arts, which I'll be talking about next Thursday. I already announced it on Facebook Live and that, but yeah, seeing Mutant Ninja Turtles doing martial arts is just all. Every kid wanted to do martial arts as a kid. I got to do a little bit of martial arts. I was a part of Taekwondo when I was a teenager. Only got to make it to my orange belt, but you know, the orange came after white. Then some things went down to where I couldn't go anymore. I really wanted to continue doing it. I even thought about getting back into it years and years ago, but I'm like, too late now. So many things have changed with martial arts, it's unreal. But, yeah, man, I mean, just like everybody else, I love Ninja Turtles. I watched the 87 cartoon. I freaking watched all the 90s movies, including Part 3, and, yeah, I don't really hate Part 3. I just think it's a bad movie, but I don't hate Part 3. I actually was entertained by Part 3. There were some entertaining things about Part 3. But I don't hate Part 3. I mean, yeah, it's not a great movie, but I don't hate it. But yeah, there's so many reasons why the 87 Ninja Turtles are so popular. I mean, first of all, to some kids, it was their first introduction to martial arts. Second of all, how colorful the turtles were and how colorful the villains were and everything. And, you know, like I said, it had a good mix of action and comedy in it. And, you know, not many cartoons do that anymore. You know, it's either we do all comedy or we do all action. You know, that's the way it is. And, you know, then they go into the goofy comedy with crap like Teen Titans Go. And I don't know how the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show is. I have not watched it. The last show I watched was the 2012 show. But, you know, the reason why I feel like the 87 cartoon and the 90s movies is so popular is because so many people grew up on them. They grew up on the 87 cartoon. They grew up on the 90s movies. And that's always going to hold a special place in people's hearts, is that cartoon. And if you think about it, the 87 cartoon was the first, it was totally something new. It was not, you know, the same as any other cartoon at that time. It was a revolutionary cartoon at the time. Because it dealt with mutant turtles, had a bunch of other mutants in it, like Bebop and Rocksteady. Toka and Razor eventually made their appearance in the cartoon. But I think that was later seasons when they were only in a couple episodes. But it was a revolutionary cartoon at the time. No one had ever seen any kind of cartoon like it when it came out. And because of the popularity of the cartoon, that's why the movies were so popular, in my opinion. But nobody had ever seen anything like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, yeah, it did get passed up by another show, which we'll talk about next week, which I'll talk about at the end of this video when I'm done. But yeah, I mean, there was not that many shows where it was about ninjas or doing martial arts or mutants or anything like that at the time. There had not been no X-Men shows at that time. There had not been no American Dragons Jake Longs at the time. I know a lot of people love that cartoon. I didn't care for it, but a lot of people loved it. There was no Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon at the time. So really, Ninja Turtles opened the door for a lot of these other cartoons as well. And I think that's another reason why it's so popular, because of, you know, how revolutionary it was when it came out. We had never seen stuff like this prior to Ninja Turtles. And, you know, because of the animated series, we've had a bunch of movies. We've had, what, like 5 shows after it? 4 shows after this. We had The Next Mutation, which was garbage. We had the 2003 cartoon, which was awesome. We had the 2012 cartoon, which was a good mix of the old cartoon, 87 cartoon, and the 2003 show. Especially with a lot of dark stuff that happened in that. And now we got this Rise of the TMNT show, which I don't watch. I don't care for it. But we've also had movies because of the Ninja Turtle movies. I mean, actually the first Ninja Turtle movie that actually came out was the Ninja Turtles World Tour movie, where they decided to go and do a concert. I think it came out maybe a couple months before, but it was straight to video. Maybe it came out a couple months before the actual 90's movie came out, which was just a great movie. And I love Secrets of the Ooze. It's one of my favorite movies. And like I said, I didn't hate 3. I just know 3's a bad movie. I think 3's a bad movie. And the 2 Michael Bay ones I did not care for. The 2007 animated movie or CGI movie, whatever it was, that one wasn't bad. I liked it a little bit, but, you know, I didn't like it as much as the old movies. And apparently there's going to be a new CG movie coming out. So, I'll probably go see that. Hopefully, I like that one better than the other CG movie. But, yeah. That's my thoughts on why Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 87 cartoon is so popular. Plus with the way they commercialized it from the time that cartoon came out all the way even to now. There's YouTube channels devoted to Ninja Turtle fandom, like the old Turtles Den, the friggin' Black Nerd Comedy. He's done a lot of Turtles videos. Pixel Dan was a big Turtles fan, and he's always, well, he's also a big Master Universe fan and all that. But yeah, there's so many channels devoted to this. And, you know, the 87 cartoon has been over, I think it ended, what, 93, 94? And it's been over for over 20 something years. But, you know, people still love it. And I still love it. I mean, I just went back and watched the old cartoon myself with some of the DVD box sets that we had of them. I still love that cartoon. And I still enjoy it, like I did as a kid. But, you know, they didn't do the commercialized stuff with the 2003 cartoon, or even the 2012 cartoon. Both those cartoons were really good, but, you know, they had figures to them. They had some merchandise dedicated to those, but not as much as the 87 cartoons. Like the turtle shirt I got downstairs, I Turtle No Joke. That's of an 87 Turtles. It's got the 87 Raphael on it. So, yeah. But yeah, they had some toys, they had some merchandise. Not as much as the 87 and 90s stuff did. Well, the 87 cartoon. Not as much as that, but they still had a lot of stuff. They even made figures for the next mutation, which, you know, that cartoon's terrible. And they make ones of the current, you know, cartoon, Rise of the TMNT. But the reason why those did not, like I said, the reason why those didn't reach the heights that the 87 cartoon did is because, not only because of nostalgia, because of so many people my age remember watching the old cartoon, but also because, you know, they've commercialized the 87 cartoon ever since that show's ended. And, you know, the 2003 and 2012 show both had the old school retro 87 cartoon turtles in them. Now, the 2003 one kind of made fun of them, but they were still in them. But yeah, so that's why, because, you know, the nostalgia that all the fans have for the 87 cartoon, because we all grew up watching it, and the fact that it's been so commercialized from the time it's since the time it's been on till now, till current time. So yeah. But before I end this video, so last night I did not get back home because I went back to doing my NECA ambassador thing. I did not get an email from NECA saying the ambassador thing is on hiatus anymore. But I went back to doing it, and I had a lot of plans to see some people that I hadn't seen in a while, and I didn't get back in time to freaking catch Dynamite. So what I did, I went back in the guide, because Flyoptic, if you go back in the guide and you click OK from the time the show starts until the time the show ends, you can rewatch it that way. So I watched Dynamite, so that's why I did not do the comparison between the 90s, 80s and 90s animes to the modern animes. Now, I might do it next week, or I might do it at the end of the month. It depends on how things go next week. But yeah, so that's why I didn't do that video last night, because I want to watch, you know, Fighter Fest Night 2. Which I'm going to talk a lot about tomorrow on my Facebook fan page video, where I'm going to do a commentary of The Specialist, starring Sylvester Stallone, Sharon Stone, Eric Roberts, and James Woods. But, so yeah. So what are some reasons why you think the 87 Ninja Turtles cartoon is so popular? Still popular to this day. And the 90s movies. Also, before I go, let me give some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the Black Ops Killer, Action Figure Resource. They just did a whole multi-parter of the old Spider-Man animated series action figures. They came out around the time the 90s Spider-Man animated series came out. I watched every one of them because I love the Spider-Man animated series from the 90's. I've seen the other one, but I like that one best. So I'll give a shout out to Action Figure Resource. Also gonna give a shout out to the Black Ops Killer, Ronnie Tomlinson. Let's see who else. Heavy Metal Turtle, of course. He's been doing a lot of videos where he's trying to kill Jason on the Switch version of Friday the 13th, which I'm pretty sure he succeeded because he's good at killing Jason on those games. Let's see, what else? Give a shout out to Gene Petty. And that'll do it. Like I said, I tried to do the Nintendo games playthrough. I was talking about this, but freaking totally botched things up because of how bad the Nintendo don't work. But please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Hornsby83. Follow me on Facebook, the Mr. Hornsby83 Show Facebook fan page, and my Trigen Toys business page. And that'll do it for this one. Catch you guys later and peace out. Still 21 minutes. Jesus.